I like kissed her and she has a red mark on her cheek right now. You don't want to say hi? No? Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I was supposed to do a story time, but I thought it might be better to alternate story time and then something informative like about Korea, because I've been getting a lot of emails with people asking me of like just like how my experience was, and I have cat fur on my lip. How my experience was, or just like tips on traveling to Korea and stuff like that. So I just thought it might be better to alternate from vlog to story time to like informative videos. So today's informative video will be 5 things I think every foreigner should know before going to Korea. So the first thing I think is very, very important on, like, I think maybe every country you go to, I don't know, but I think it might be every country you go to. I think it's important to know some words in the language you're gonna be or the language that the natives speak there. So I think it's important to know at least these 4 words, which is hello, thank you, sorry, and excuse me. So in Korean that would be hello is 안녕하세요, thank you is 감사합니다, and what did I say? Excuse me is 실례합니다, and then and sorry is 죄송합니다. So I'll write that down here for you guys to like read and stuff. So I think it's very important to know these words because as foreigners we make a lot of mistakes when we go to Korea. It's a new culture, it's not exactly our culture, so like I think it's important to like go there at least knowing these words, because the mistakes you make, it makes it look a little better if you make a mistake and you're able to like apologize in the language or say excuse me in the language, or just to be nice and like say hello to people that you see smiling at you. Because I've had instances like when like random Korean people are like, especially this happens a lot with grandmothers, like ajumas in Korea, where they're just looking at me, they're like looking me up and down and they're complimenting me in Korean, but they don't think I know Korean, so they're saying it out loud, and then I look at them and I'm just like 감사합니다, and they're like so happy and their face lights up, like their face legit lights up. So it's like really, like I think for them it's really nice to see a foreigner who's trying to at least learn some part of their language. Now you don't have to like learn Korean, but I just think those 4 words are at least a little important. So it's 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, 죄송합니다, and 실례합니다. So the second thing is taxis in Korea. Now this is one of those things I ended up learning this year when I went, because I didn't know this whole rule until this year, because I think it became a rule last year, 2016 last year. So taxis sometimes don't pick up foreigners, like they don't want to give service to foreigners because obviously probably the taxi driver does not know English, or they're uncomfortable having a foreigner in their taxi, because you can't really talk to a foreigner if you don't know English or Latin or whatever language you may speak that they don't speak. But a lot of taxi drivers these days do actually know English. Don't let them fool you, they know English. Some of them do, not all of them. So they just don't want to pick you up because you're a foreigner, and they're not allowed to do that. That's not allowed. They can be charged 200,000 won for not picking up someone because of that reason, or just because your destination is too far and they don't want to pick you up. If you take a picture of their license plate, you're able to report them. I'm gonna put the information somewhere here because I kind of forgot. I had seen it somewhere and I think I took a picture of the information. So if I have the information, I will put it in here somewhere. But they can be charged for that if they don't pick you up because you're a foreigner. The Korean law says they are not allowed to do that. So that's tip number 2. So the third thing I think every foreigner should know is that you can get your tax refunded if you go to Korea and you're not a citizen. I'm not sure how this works for people who are teaching in Korea, but I know like if you're a tourist or a student, you can get your you can get your tax refunded if you go to a place that has a sticker that says global refund, global tax refund. I know a lot of Innisfrees, like Etude House, like a lot of like skincare and facial, not facial, a lot of makeup places have these like tax refunds. So if you go there and shop, they'll give you a receipt and you can take that receipt and go to the tax refund place and they will give you back the taxes that you spent in that store. And I know there's one refund tax place in the airport and there's one in Insadong. Like the Insadong place, I don't know what it's called, but that little place has a tax refund thing. And if you go there, they'll give you your little coins back and you can be ballin'. Again, but not really because it's not that much money, but it's some money, so And also another thing is that if you go to a like Shinsegae, like a big department store, like a duty-free store, they don't have taxes there, so foreigners don't have to pay taxes there. I think the only thing you have to do is show your passport, and then they would just give you like they would not give you any taxes on your items. So that's a tip that I knew really late. And something, my experience with this was, I think it's kind of funny, but one of my friends told me this like in the beginning of like our trip in Korea, and then she didn't mention the whole global tax refund thing. She just said that if you keep your receipts, like if you go to the airport, they will just give you all your taxes back. So me and my friends were collecting all our receipts, like everywhere we went, we would be like, yes, please give me my my receipt. And then we ended up with like so many receipts, and then we ended up finding out that it's only the special global tax refund places that you go to that you can get your taxes refunded from. And legit, I was saving receipts from even street vendors. I was ready to get my coins back, and then they were like, global tax refund only. So keep that in mind, it's only global tax refund places that you can get your taxes back from. And then the fourth thing is subway manners. People might be like, what do you mean by subway manners? But if you have traveled to Korea, you probably know what I'm talking about. So from how I've seen it, a lot of foreigners tend to be very loud. Not even how I've seen it, how Koreans, like when I ask Korean people like some of the things they get annoyed about foreigners doing is speaking loudly in the subway. Like a lot of foreigners, I don't know if it's just that we're automatically louder if we go to Korea or something. It seems like when foreigners like get on the subway in Korea in like big groups, it's so loud. It's really loud. I noticed this with my friends too. Like when we get on the subway, we have to be like, oh god, we're really loud. Like let's be quiet, because for some reason we're just louder and I don't know why. But please keep in mind that if you're being too loud, please keep your voice down. Korean subways are usually very quiet because most people are usually like on their phone, or they're just speaking quietly next to their neighbor or next to their friend. Now occasionally you will see elders being super loud, like laughing out loud, speaking out loud, being on the phone mad loud, but they're elders. Let them live, okay? Like they're elders. Nobody really cares when elders do that. But if you're younger, you will probably get a lot of like looks, like dirty looks too. Like they will start staring at you really. So just keep that in mind. And another thing about subways, you're not supposed to eat on the subway, especially if your food smells. When I say smells, it can smell delicious, it can smell bad, but it seems like Koreans don't like having food smells on the subway, because another one of my experiences, I bought tteokbokki in like another area, and I was taking it back home, and I had to get on the subway, and it smelled a lot on the subway because it was very spicy. So it smelled a lot, and I noticed people were giving me stares, and I was sweating. I was legit sweating because I was so embarrassed, and at the same time I was like very anxious because it's like everybody's staring at me and I feel so bad because I'm making the whole subway stink. So just keep in mind, don't have smelly food on the subway. You'll start getting stared at, and like please don't eat on the subway, smelly foods especially. You can probably get away with like ice cream or whatever, but don't eat on the subway. Be careful of your voice and tone and how loud you are, and please do not drink alcohol on the subway. So that's subway manners. And then the last thing is, kind of goes without saying, is respect. I've seen like a lot of like foreigners who like just don't give a crap about Korea, and they just like tear stuff up, like they ruin stuff. And like when I see a Korean do that, I'm just like, that's your country. But when I see a foreigner do that, I'm like, dude, they're gonna look at you 10 times worse than the Korean who's doing that, because you're not from Korea. So I think it's like very important to have the aspect of respect when you're going to Korea, especially respecting elders. I know like I've seen like some foreigners who get very aggravated with elders because like they said something wrong, or the elder was disrespectful to them. But even when that happens, I think you should be the bigger person and like not say anything back to the elder and just walk away from the situation, because once you do something, they will associate whatever nationality you are to your rudeness. They don't associate you to your rudeness, it's your nationality. For example, a couple years back, there was like this black guy who had gotten into a fight with 2 elderly people on a bus, and from that, I was like, from the video, I was reading the comments, and people were going in on black people like crazy. So this is what I mean by respect. Like that guy should have, You have to watch the video to see what I mean, but like that guy should have just walked away from it and just like got off the bus or something, but he just got very angry and then lashed out and like hit these people, and then people in the comments were going in on black people and not the guy. But yeah, so please be respectful. Even when you're agitated, try to be respectful. I know like some things might be really annoying, but like try to be respectful to especially elders. And think of it how I think of it when I'm in Korea. So I try to think of it as I'm representing black people and Africans. So I would want to act the way I would want my people to be seen as. So if I was to act very rude, people will see like black people and Africans as rude. So that's just how I think of it, but that's just me. Like, you don't have to do that, but that's just me. Those were five things that I think are very important for every foreigner to know. Please comment down below if you want me to do any like other 5 things that foreigners should like, whatever, or like stuff like that. So comment down below if you want anything like that, and I will make another video for that. And after this, I will be filming a story time, so stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you are new to my channel. Please hit the like button and share with your friends. And thank you so much to my subscribers watching this. I love you guys so much. And for all the new people, thank you for coming on my channel and watching this video. So thank you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys.
Forgive me for the pigment on my skin. Forgive me for my African heritage and texture of my hair.